I don't hear any cheering. Suffering through humor, trying to find the dignity throughout this pandemic has been a torturous endeavor for me. Now, I looked at all of the words that Annette put up. They're spectacular. They're marvelous. And at the beginning of this thing, I really and truly did try to involve all of those words into my hope for the future. Instead, it was day after day of bigger and bigger muzzling, if you remember how I've gone through this process. Number one, I am to share with you the experience I had through this past year of doing this path on humor through a worldwide pandemic. Oh, yeah. What did I learn through this humor path, through this worldwide pandemic? And what progress did I make? Now, I'm trying to see some fun in some of the things that have gone on, but I haven't met a single person that said, I enjoyed 2020 so darn much. I just haven't found that person. I'm still looking. Now, remember when I began this with the isolation introverts versus extroverts? I now know one of the things I learned, I really am that dog. I really and truly am that dog. And what has happened to me, that dog? That's what the purpose of this speech is what has happened to me, that guy. Because the cat is exactly the same now as it was then. Nothing has changed with that cat. Nothing. The extrovert has indeed suffered deeply and without dignity. Now, remember, I shared with you the optimist path, the late learners. I thought, okay, I will dig back into my days and share with you guys when I went to college and had to start first taking a high school summer school class, which I thought was kind of cool. And that was fun, but those were kind of the looks of my peeps, my individuals that I shared my classroom with. And that was that experience. So I tried to, bring my cheerfulness up and indulge with that. And then I tried a whole speech about my creative ways to come up with things to do with this pandemic. And I do indeed have a didgeridoo, and that's what that horn is. He's playing the didgeridoo. I have the didgeridoo, and I played it and basically made sounds of flatulence, which sort of tickled me, and I thought was kind of fun. I made crepe paper in a, you can't even say the word bomb. Can you say the word bomb without somebody coming in? But I did that kind of stuff, and I tried all sorts of different things. I am not a craft person. So I'm not a craft person. I'm not a puzzle person. I don't really like television that much. This was a struggle, but I do like tap. I do like tap. And I had every hope that my tap group could get back together and we could do our little thing. But no, I've been alone in my room. So, like a dog, after a couple of months, after a year, you start to lose the desire to even leave your room. So then I did that fun thing about funny tombstones. This person died from not forwarding that text message to the next 10 people. So do be aware of that and make that something that you consider. And then I did the combating fear of public speaking, which was a really good thing. And it did help me with Zoom public speaking, which is a whole nother thing than real world public speaking, mind you. But I do recommend, on a positive note, that the timing terror, that making certain that you look for your words per minute on a speech calculator will help you so much. This 10-minute speech, 1,300 words. If you are giving a 5 to 7 minute speech, about 700 words. So remember that. That's important. That's something I really, really paid attention to. And you memorize your beginning, the end, and your message. The message of this speech, again, is how I traveled through a humorous speaking path through a great pandemic. And I do hope the message should be a gift. And the gift of this is perhaps consider not doing humor when things are not going well. Perhaps choose one of those other paths that will enhance your career. Something like that might be more appropriate, unless you think the whole thing is a hoot. Now, I realized there was a possibility that I misunderstood the assignment. So I really researched what humor means. Now, Fred, you should have helped me with this one. You should have helped me, you stinker, because the 4 humors of ancient Greek medicine are bodily fluids. Now, I could get behind that program for all of 2020. Yeah, we got our blood, we got phlegm, we got bile, both yellow and black bile. I could have gone off on sharing all of the miseries of the things that are going on and tried to make that kind of a funny thing. And the other thing about humor is humor also means to indulge or to yield, even in a situation where you absolutely do not agree with somebody else. That's right. You said what? About who? Well, I'm just going to humor you and agree. Right? I could have gotten away with that by researching further into what does humor actually mean. What does it mean? So, about this point in time, I think it was 2 months ago, this was me. I'd given up. I'm in my cage. I'm trapped. I have nobody to play with. There's no ball going to be thrown. The masks are now doubled. The restaurants are all closed. My friends are not coming over. There's going to be no holidays at all. No ride, no treat. But I had Toastmasters. And I kept at it. And I didn't give up. And that's the biggest point. No matter what, sweet doggy, don't give up. Maybe somebody will come by. Kyle, maybe somebody will wave. Maybe. So, Carmel Foundation called. And they asked me if I would come and do a speech. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, a reason to get out of my crate. Yay, a treat. And what they promised me is you can come and be on stage. You'll be alone. The cameraman will be masked. There will be nobody near you. There'll be no audience, but there's still chairs and seats. There's a hope. And they want me to talk about Tilly Lewis for March's Women's History Month. So I'm very excited about that. I can't wait. I get down there and I'm on stage again. And there's the lectern, and I think I don't even need it because I'm a Toastmaster and I can just push that lectern aside. And then the horrors, the indignant horror of realizing Zoom speech versus real speech are 2 totally different things. Standing and speaking terrified me on that level where I had to go back and rethink about that speech I gave on the fear of public speaking because my knees completely locked. Anybody ever have that situation? I've got 2 knees that are completely locked and then my mouth went completely dry. So now I'm doing the whole, And they're taping this. They're taping my knees like this, my mouth like that. And then I actually forgot my name because that's the first thing they said to me is, well, we're going to begin this speech. Kyle, go ahead. I said, is no one going to introduce me? They said, no, just say good things about yourself. I said, so I say now, welcome, Kyle the wonderful, Kyle the fabulous, Kyle the... I couldn't do it. There went the knees, there went the mouth. It was a nightmare. So I stopped my speech like the proper Toastmaster, the dignified Toastmaster that I am. And I said, I have an idea. I'm taking control of this. I'm not going to be that dog in that crate. I'm not. May we do this again? Because I might deserve this humiliation, but Tilly Lewis, the Tomato Queen, does not. Tilly deserves to have a great show, a fabulous show in March. And guess what they said? Absolutely. So the experience, it was tough. What did I learn? I learned not to give up. Somebody's going to come along and pat me and throw me a treat. My progress, I'm not watching TV anymore. That's what I'm not doing because it upsets me. Now, I got to go for a ride. My husband said, hey, honey, I know you're miserable. You want to go to the junkyard? Yes! Yes! Last week, my husband took me to the junkyard. We went and we looked at cruddy old cars. It was wonderful. I had the best. I'm out. I'm looking at tires. I'm barking at tires. Look at my face. I'm thrilled. I had a marvelous time. And then he said, let's just keep going. So we just kept going and we ended up, I'm telling you right now, no matter what happens in your life, no matter how miserable you are, no matter how awful it is, you can end up in harmony. And thank you, Madam Toastmaster.